right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's, this afternoon's class. So we still have the same format. The first half of our class is still our rehabilitative strengthening and endurance exercises. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like just doing half an hour is kind of a long time to keep up with those exercises. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying the new format. Yeah? Yeah? Okay, great. This week we'll conclude where we are splitting it between exercising our brains as well as our muscles. Next week we will go back to doing just working on our body. But we do like to just switch it up, right, every week. Focus. Yep, hope everyone is staying warm. I guess it's not snowing quite as much, so there's that. Stay warm, and hopefully we'll get warm doing our exercises that will start in just a minute. All right. So today's quote for us, I have, it comes from Roy Bennett. So today's quote is, "Believe in yourself. You are braver than you think, more talented than you know, and capable of more than you imagine." That's related. When we All right, so I'll read the quote one more time. You are braver than you think, more talented than you know, and capable of more than you imagine. All right, so, today's message is really just, it says it right there. Just believe in yourself. Yeah. And, just thinking about yourself, taking care of yourself, and not getting in your own way. Not as much as I can do, but believe always more, and don't get in your own way. I do it for my. I'm actually thankful for this class. I see Steve. Thanks for sending me a message before I head back, because then I can't read it. So, hey Steve, thanks for tuning in today. But yeah, I find and this class has been really good for me to push myself to do this. I just got to believe I can do it, and I've been more capable of doing more in this class than I really thought I could. So know that it's not just for you. It's really, I include myself with whatever we're talking about for the day. So go ahead and get warm. You're probably already warm. But let's get our heart rate going. Let's do our exercises. Before we start, remember options, recommendations, suggestions. You can. Everybody's different on each day. And remember, know your pain. Be safe. And do what you can to challenge yourself. Right? Always options. All right. Okay. All right. As always, make sure you have your stretch. Your feet are flat on the ground. Right? We're keeping a nice straight back. Yeah, that's it, Carol. Feels good. Should feel good. All right. I naturally want to slouch too, so it's good for me. All right. Let's take some deep breaths before we start. Breathe in. And out. And then in. I'm going to push that marshmallow down into the ground. Right? Is that my imaginary marshmallow? Again, maybe it's a really big stuffed animal hippo. I don't know. That's something that you imagine you're pushing down on, or that you're pushing up into the. Yeah, I see you pushing it, Bob. Yeah. So as much as you want, right? Always optional. If that's too much, just let your muscles do just a regular reach and down below. Only push yourself how you want, right? Yeah, good work. Good work, Bob. I see you pushing hard. Okay. All right. Go ahead and bring that down. All right. Let's move on to our biceps. Girl, how does it feel? Different, right? It's different to work against yourself. Okay. All right, now we'll move into our biceps, right? So our curls up, right, and down, right? If you need a support, it's fine. Again, so you can just do the motion, that's fine. Whichever way, both hands together, support them together, okay, just the motion. But if you want to work against yourself, same idea, right? This time you're either pushing it into your body, or you're pushing it down into your lap, okay? Right? Just kind of imagine pushing it. Then you're just making your muscles kind of feel that more extra tension. Okay? But it's however much you want to put. So, if you just want to do the motion, that's fine. Okay. Or maybe just a couple regular, and then one where you push, and then a couple regular, and then where I'm going to push. Okay. All right. Whatever rhythm, whatever pattern feels good for you. Okay? What feels good for your body? How does that feel, Dwayne?
Well, this side is good.
All right. And it's a challenge for your other one, right? Okay? Yeah? Okay? All right. And how are you doing, Lewis?
Good.
Good. Good. All right. Hope you're doing good out there, Steve. I think you're with me still. All right. Next is our wrists. Okay? So our wrist. Okay? We're taking our wrists. Make it easier to press your hands, support your hands. Here. Right, and you can still do the push against yourself if you want. Okay? And again, I'm just emphasizing it is optional. Okay? I'm not telling you you have to. I just want to give you the option. I can definitely feel myself having to work harder, having to push myself. So right? It's a really good workout for anyone. After our wrists, let's go ahead and move on to our fingers. So you're going to make a fist, and then open your fingers out. Okay, make that fist. Alright, so that one you are just pushing, right? You are just kind of squeezing as hard as you can to make those muscles work. And then as you push them out, it's a little hard to imagine, but you're just imagining like you're pushing up, right? You can imagine maybe you've got a heavy book on your hand and you're lifting that book up. Okay, if you want to kind of imagine how you're pushing your own muscles as you lift them, you can kind of pretend I've got a really big dictionary sitting right on top of it. And I'm trying to lift that dictionary. Okay. Right? Now if you don't picture that dictionary there and you just extend your fingers, you can tell you're not pushing your muscles quite as hard. Yeah. So, right? Whatever difference makes it work, right? And feels that you feel like you're kind of burn, that's when I'm like, yeah, I need to stop. But now I'm like, just a little bit more, right? Other leg, same thing. Choose your circle and make your start making your circles. If you can, use your ankle, or take turns between your ankle and then your whole leg, or you could just hold your leg out. So hopefully there's enough options here. You can choose the one that feels right. I sometimes forget, right? Another option is if you want to bend your knee. But I always say, I don't know. I don't know if this feels any easier. So, but options. I want to make sure that you guys have options. Alright, go ahead and give it a second. Now we need to go in the opposite direction. When you're ready, okay, go ahead. Go ahead and let it relax. Take a minute to capture it. Right. Our next leg exercise is our marches. Right, so just lifting our knees as high as we can. And sometimes I forget to talk about it, but you can still do the pushing against yourself here. You can actually push against yourself as you're going, okay? Or you can just picture that you are squishing something between your knee and your body here as you're up, and you're pushing down on something as you go down. If you want to give yourself that extra push, right? Just like I was pretending I had the marshmallow here, okay? And I'm squishing it here, and then I'm squishing it under my foot as I go down, right? So it's just a different place of imagining where I'm stepping on it, or I'm squishing against my body, right? Squishing against my body, I know I'm going to step on it, okay? Or you can just march.
That's me.
That's fine. That's me right now too. That pushing against myself, it's hard.
Yeah.
So, I'm out of breath.
Especially if you can do it. It's hard.
Yeah, I'm a little out of breath because I'm also squishing our diaphragm here, so it's kind of hard to talk. So, okay. Alright, one more for our core. I'm going to turn this direction because I always turn that direction. So, I'm going to pull our arms out, bring our legs up, right, and hold as long as you can. Don't forget to breathe. Especially when we do exercises that use our core. nose. Now we just have our eye exercises and mouth exercises. So, alright, for our eyes, we're going to keep our head still, bring our thumbs out, and make a circle following our thumb with our eyes only. Okay, so just make the biggest circle you can. It's okay if it's a smaller circle. Okay, just try to make the biggest circle you can, following your thumb with your eyes. Alright, go ahead and bring that to the center. Close your eyes, give them a break, relax your hand. Now we're going to do the same exercise except we're going to do our thumb in the other direction. Right? So when you feel like your eyes have had enough rest, if you need more rest, that's fine. Okay, you can just join when you're ready. Go ahead and put your thumb up, open up your eyes, and move your thumb in the other direction for your circle. Close your eyes and let your hand relax. Okay. Alright, we have 2 more eye exercises. This time we're going to hold up our thumb and keep our thumb still. And we are going to look at our thumb and move our head from side to side. Again, if you need to rest your eyes a little more, join us when you're ready. Go ahead and put your thumb up, open your eyes, look at your thumb, and move your head from the right to the left, while still looking at your thumb. Last one. Okay, go ahead and close your eyes and let your hand relax. Alright, we need to do one more. So same idea. We're going to keep our thumb in place. Except we're going to move our head up and down while our eyes are still looking at our thumb. Alright, so when you're ready to join me, go ahead and put your thumb up, open up your eyes, look at your thumb, head up and down to look at your thumb. Go ahead and close your eyes. Put your hand. This is good timing because something happened. Okay. All right. Hopefully you didn't miss too much there. My screen went kind of black, so hopefully you're still with us out there. Steve, I think you're. Hopefully you didn't miss too much there. Okay. Done with vision. Eye, no. All right. So massage our jaw. I know you'll come back to us for the next part. Yeah. Right. Yep, all the way back there for our jaw. All right. Okay, first exercise is to open our mouth as big as we can. For these, I really the slowness of it, right? Or slow motion in both directions. And try not to put yourself to sleep and yawn. That was the trick on Wednesday for sure. Although on Wednesday, I tried not to say the word in hopes that then I didn't put everybody to sleep, so. One more. All right, our next mouth exercise is to smile as big as you can. And the slow part is really hard here, right? Especially down. Yeah, it's making our brains work harder as well to control the different movement when we slow it down. So it's awkward, but we're exercising, so, you know, kind of just feels awkward all the way around. Okay, what's next? Our tongue. Okay, so tongue side to side, corner of mouth. Slower than that, Carol. All right. And then down to our chin. Okay. All right. And our last mouth exercise is to frown and then swallow. Okay. That feels pretty good. Yeah. All right. I'm going to call that good. All right. All right, so for the brain exercise part of today's class, this week, we've done some word association activities, and we've done some memory activities. So today's other focus is some memory activities. And again, just like our physical exercises for our body, what the strategy I have for you today is purely a suggestion. Maybe it's just a different way of thinking about how to improve, think about how to help you remember something you may need to, like a phone number or just a list of things. We actually need to try to remember things fairly often, and some things are easy. We just wanted to give you some more strategies. Maybe it's something you already use. You're just hearing something that you do already, and so it just is reinforced. Maybe it's something new and a new way of having a memory strategy. And maybe it's something similar to a memory strategy that you already use, and maybe something we do today can just add to something you already do, right? So, and if it's something you don't think you'll use, that's fine, right? We just want to give you options. We just want to build your resources so that you have more ways that you can maybe try to remember things. All right, so before I get into strategy, I'm just going to reinforce our mindfulness activities, especially when we're remembering something. We learned that, and by we I mean in school, because I'm still fresh out of my occupational therapy assistant school. So a huge part of memory is paying attention, right? We can't remember something if we weren't paying any attention. All right, and I'm sure you guys can think of situations like that, right? Where you know that you're supposed to remember something, but you weren't, maybe you were distracted, like you heard something, or maybe the TV was on, or maybe you heard something, the radio was on, or maybe you smelled something, right? Whatever it was, there's some distraction, and then before you realized it, what you were supposed to remember, you already lost it because your attention wasn't there. So that's why we are reinforcing our memory strategy by doing mindfulness, right? If I really want to remember something, I need to pay attention. And that's the first thing. That's the first step, is pay attention. It seems so simple. And so I guess that's just another strategy to think of is, am I really paying attention? How much distractions do I have? And obviously in this environment, it's just me echoing in this big room. And so I know you guys are very focused on me and doing what we're doing. But if we were in a restaurant, right, there are so many distractions. So be mindful how much distractions you have and trying to get those distractions quiet in your head. Okay, that's what the mindfulness is about. So I just want to give you purpose for why mindfulness might help you if you're trying to remember something. And if you don't use it, perfectly fine. Okay? So I just wanted to go over the strategy I gave on Wednesday again. I'm not going to demonstrate for the whole thing. I just want to talk about it again. Mindfulness strategy I have is called See, Hear, Feel, right? Where you start with 5 of each. So 5 things I can see, 5 things I can hear, 5 things I can feel. Now that could mean I actually feel it by touch, or it could just be feelings like I feel happy, right? Okay, it can be either of those. So you go through 5 of each, then you would go through 4, you go through 3 of each, you go all the way to 1. If your mind is still not quiet, right, and you still have those distractions, you just start back again at 5, right, and you just keep repeating it until you know that your mind is quiet, right? And something I forgot to talk about on Wednesday was if you get those distracting thoughts, right, it's not that I want to hide them or like pack them away, right? You know, it's okay, right? Kind of like you do in the morning with Mary Ann's class, right? You don't want to ignore them, like go ahead and be like, okay, and then just keep moving on with focusing on hear, feel, and see, right? So, right, and it's okay to repeat them. So if I only hear, so 5 things I hear traffic outside, I hear the refrigerator running, I hear the lights buzzing, I hear the traffic outside, right? It's okay to just repeat, okay? Because again, that mindfulness is getting me present, and I can acknowledge the distractions, but when I acknowledge them, it's helping me ignore them, right? So that I can be focused. Okay. All right. Okay. I can't demonstrate. Well, I could, but I'm going to run out of time to work on our memory.
Like a triage thing.
Say again, Dwayne?
Like a triage thing.
A tree what? Oh, triage.
Triage, yeah.
Yes, yes. Right, and it's just, you're just bringing awareness, right? And it's really both. Your awareness of yourself, right? Because you're definitely, I feel. You're thinking about how your body is feeling. But it's also acknowledging, like, things I can hear, things I can see, things that are distracting. Saying, okay, these things are distracting, but it's okay. I'm just going to keep going, right?
Things that you should get to first.
Yeah. It's a good way to look at it, for sure. Okay. And again, just if you don't like that one, next time we go through some mindfulness during our afternoon class, we'll try to introduce some other ways to get to mindfulness. Hopefully you can find one that really fits you. As I said before, I personally use this one, especially when I'm trying to go to sleep and I can't get my mind quiet, right? And I'm just fighting to go to sleep. So, just because it's my personal favorite doesn't mean it has to be yours by any means. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our brain exercise. So today's strategy is to use visualization, right? And to really try to not have it just be a word, right? So we try to if I'm trying to memorize, try to have something in my memory. I don't want it to just be this random list, right? I want to make it personal, and I want to add details to it. So it's basically mental imagery, right? I want in my brain, we have such a huge part of our brain that's responsible for vision. I know some people get their information better through listening, but most of us, we tend to understand a lot through our eyes, right? And when we have pictures, okay? So when I have a list of words, so you guys that are here with me, there's a paper on your table, okay? So you're going to look at the side I put up first, okay? And for those of you who are not with me, sorry, I don't really want you to see that side yet. All right, so these are our first words for today. Right? I have spicy, hike, furry, and train. All right. So for these words, right, I say a visual image for them, but honestly, the more senses I can put into what I'm trying to remember, I'm going to remember it better, right? Just like we have memories, like if you smell maybe cinnamon, right? That's going to bring up a memory for you, right? We have memories because of maybe it's a song, right? If we hear a certain song, that gives us we have a memory with that song because of when we heard it or something important happened, right? Okay, so those are our senses, right? We go through our sight, our smell, our taste, our touch, and our hearing. I think that's the 5th one.
Yep.
I don't know. You guys know what our 5 senses are. I probably list them in order. It's like saying the 7 dwarves, right? You get through 5, and then you're like, did I say that one again? All right. You guys know what the 5 senses are. All right. So with this strategy, even though I'm focused on saying a visual, like picturing what the word is, when you add in those other details, what it may sound like, right? What it may smell like, what it may taste like, right? When you're trying to remember it, it will stick more than just the word, right? If I just said spicy, right, we're like, okay, spicy is a food, or, spicy is a taste I can taste. And if I ask you to tell me tomorrow, well, what word did I ask you to remember? You probably won't remember it, right? But right now, if I go through and I'm like, all right, so spicy. Spicy could be hot wings, right? So I'm tasting that burn. As spicy as that spicy burn on my tongue, right? And it's hot. It's burning my tongue too. The word is spicy though, because it's really, I could feel it tingling, right? Spicy tingles on my tongue, right? And the hot wings that are kind of orangey red. I don't know. It's not really its own color. I can see that they're greasy and, right, they're dripping, right? Like I'm picturing something really spicy, right? Now, that's my spicy, right? You might have like a special home recipe for, gosh, I couldn't even imagine. But you probably have some home-cooked spicy that's probably really amazing, right? So that's what you're imagining in your vision, right? You're seeing that spicy, right? Okay? All right.
Chili.
As close as you can, but you're adding as much sensory information to that, right? To help you remember that word, spicy.
Yep.
Right? Okay? And then maybe I'll just take, yeah, I have time. All right, so like my next word on our list is hike, right? So sorry, you guys at home, that's our list. No, wait, not that side. That side, right? So hike, right? Okay. So what do you think of, Carol? For hike, we're on hike. Mountains? Yeah? Okay. Did I hear you wrong? You said mountains, right?
Mountains.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, what about you, Dwayne? What do you think of?
Trails.
Trails, all right. Is it like a concrete path, or is it like concrete, like a sidewalk?
It's like walkways.
Okay. What about you, Lewis?
Red Rocks.
Oh, Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Lake up there. I'm no stair. Steep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Right. Right. Yes, and as much as we can make it. Yeah. My personal one is I like to go hike to a lake, right? So I picture, right, some of those hikes I've been to where you get up the trail disappears because, there's trees around it and it goes around the lake and I just can't see it anymore because it's curved around, right? But, right, there is no wrong, right? There is no right, but there is a just right for you, right? Okay? So, if that strategy kind of makes sense, right, you're adding details, right? What does that look like? And then, if we have time, if you have time to think through your words, obviously we don't have hours to try to memorize something. But if you just get like a quick snapshot in your head, like instead of just hike, right, if you get a quick snapshot, right, even for you, Carol, right, just the mountains, picturing the mountains and some trees, right, that will help you remember hike better than just the letters H-I-K-E, right? Does that kind of make sense how the strategy I'm trying to describe? It's not the word itself, but give it meaning, right? And try to make it personal and give it details. So you're thinking about what it looks like. If you have the time, then you'll go to the other senses. What can you hear, right? What can you hear when you're hiking, right? Right, so like what kind of things would you hear on your Red Rocks hike?
Music.
Music? Okay.
Walking up to a concert.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it is a hike to get there for sure. It's a workout.
Yes.
What about you?
What's that?
Like what might you hear during a hike?
Oh, just all the animals.
Okay, all right. And Carol, what do you think?
And my footsteps.
Footsteps, yes. I'm sorry to cut you off. I apologize. Carol, how about you? What do you think you could hear during a hike?
Birds.
Birds, yeah, sure. Uh-huh. All right. Now, all that detail I can add is going to help me remember the word hike, right? Okay. Do you want to go through one more together before I give you your list? Technically, I already gave it to you, so don't cheat. I like furry. How about let's do a little bit about furry, right?
Okay.
I'm going to be quiet a minute, and I'm going to let you go at it for furry, and then I'm going to have you guys share real quick. I'm going to think about it too. So think about furry. You want to memorize. You want to have memorize furry. Furry. This is our list. You guys at home.
That's
All right. What do you got for furry, Lewis?
Cat.
A cat? All right.
Yeah.
Visualize it. What color is it?
It's white. Puffy. White fur cat.
Okay. Pure white.
Pure white.
Pure white.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it a little tubby?
Oh, yeah,
Or is it nice and
yeah.
is it a real skinny, scrawny thing?
Little fluffy, chubby, furry,
Okay.
white cat.
Okay. All right. We're thinking about that furry. All right. What about you doing?
teddy bears.
A teddy bear. Okay.
Lots of teddy bears.
Okay. Okay. What color? What color are they?
They're Scottish brown.
Okay. Okay. Do they have any accessories? Bow ties, hats, gloves.
Joints. They're jointed bears.
Okay. Just a jointed bear.
Yep.
All right. What do you got, Carol? Okay. What color? Black and white. Okay. All right. So, oh, you guys are really looking at it, but what was the first word that we were trying to memorize right now? Yeah. Yeah. I know you guys are kind of looking at it, but pretend that you didn't actually see it on your piece of paper. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to give you some time.
Is that my caption?
All right. You can go ahead and flip over that paper. And I want you to use this strategy and try to visualize, right? Make a mental image and then add in sounds or taste or smell for whatever ones you want to. Okay? And try to remember those words. Okay? And I'm just going to give you a few minutes. Go ahead and look over that. Use that strategy. Okay? And at home, I'm going to go ahead and show you our list. Oh, just kidding. Okay.
Wow.
We'll see you next week, Dwayne. Have a good weekend. Go ahead and flip it over and work on those words, Lewis. Yep, go ahead.
Okay.
So try and... No, these are your new words.
These are new words?
Yeah. So it's a zoo, festival, growl, fast, obstacle, lake,
Okay.
creepy, and delicious.
Okay. So you want me to say what?
So try to make...
Visualize?
Yep.
Okay.
Try to make a picture in your head.
Okay, so when I think of city park, City Park Zoo. And the Taste of Colorado. That's it. And growl, I think of a wolf or a dog. Fast, I think about a car. Obstacle. Think about obstacle course, a lake. Think about the Evergreen Lake. Creepy. Think about a horror movie. Delicious. Think about a enchilada.
Okay. Once you have yours, try and flip it over.
Okay.
Now try to think about, and obviously you guys, think about what you just pictured, right? And just go back through your pictures again and try to put that word with it again.
Okay. You want me to say the word? Or just
You can do whatever helps our memory, right?
okay.
Hearing ourselves, hearing our voices ourselves,
Okay.
it does a lot for understanding.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like if you have a hard time reading and you don't know what you're reading, if
Yeah.
you read it out loud, sometimes it can improve your understanding because you're listening to your voice, not in your head.
Yes.
Even though you're like, well, it's still my voice,
Yes.
there's something different about just saying it in my head versus the sound and it comes back through my ears, and it can really help our understanding. So
Okay.
some people understand better that way. Oh, there's your rag.
Oh,
Oh, you're saved by the bell.
thank you.
But
Great job.
try it out, right?
Excellent. Thank you, Jamie.
You're welcome.
You have a blessed weekend.
You
See you
too.
guys Monday.
When I did this word, I thought of you.
Oh.
Just kidding.
I'm like, what are you pointing at over there? All right. Okay. So, you guys heard me just explaining it here. So, practice working with your words. We have a little bit of time, but just practice what you can, Carol. And if you need to say it out loud, that's fine. So we were just going through the longer list, Carol, right? So the one that starts with zoo.
Only as far as I got spicy. And I was thinking spicy beef burrito.
Oh yeah.
And hiking, I was thinking about mountains.
Okay.
And furry was the little puppy dog.
Yeah, and you said it was black and white.
And then I was done and I did the kids training.
Okay, I mean we still have just a little bit. If you want to go ahead and finish your list. Are you like, I thought I got out of it? No. I'm still in it, so you're going to be in it too. Unless you're saved by your ride. Oh, you are saved by your ride. Oh. All right. Have a good weekend, Carol. We'll see you next week. All right. Well, it is just you and me now. So, go ahead and go through that list. Go through what you were visualizing for each of those words. All right, and see if that's a stronger memory for you, right, than just thinking of the letters and the words and just the word itself, right? So making it personal, giving it more meaning, and just trying to make it easier for your brain to remember that specific category or that topic rather than just being a random word. So I will show you the list again at home. Oop, that's hold up straight. Alright, so you can just check and see how you did. And just think about this strategy. Like I said, if this one doesn't work for you, that's fine. We just want to introduce some other ways to think about ways to improve your memory and strengthen what you already do. You can add it on, you can not choose to use it, just an option. And it's not even really a recommendation, it's just maybe you hadn't thought of it, or maybe you already did it. So hopefully something that we took from today's class challenged you, either challenged you in your brain exercises or challenged you with your body exercises. Either way, I appreciate you coming to my class. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of our class, and we will see you next week. Happy Friday, have a good weekend, and we will have mindfulness and stretching at 10 o'clock, and our rehabilitative strengthening and other exercises at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, have a good weekend. Thanks for coming.